Over the years, we've seen the Marvel Universe gain an ever-growing number of extremely powerful characters, capable of destroying entire planets, solidly kicking the asses of an entire team of heroes, including the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, and even humiliating and outsmarting the Elders of the Universe while they were in possession of the Infinity Gems. But as powerful as these characters are, there's one being who can put the fear of the gods into them. The mightiest Asgardian warrior to ever live, the god of thunder himself, Thor. Being one of Earth's mightiest heroes with thousands of years of combat experience under his belt, Thor is considered one of the strongest beings in the entire universe. He's been shown surviving hits from beings that the gods bow to, moving fast enough to knock somebody out within microseconds, and even managed to lift the Midgard serpent while it was constricting the entire Earth. Although that last one's a little suspect for reasons I'll get into later. But either way, the mighty Thor is an immensely powerful character. Just how powerful is he? Well, let's take a look and find out. Now, as far as Thor's strength goes, a lot of people like to lowball him for some reason and say stuff like Thor's maximum lifting output is about 272 trillion tons, as demonstrated in the Midgard serpent feat.
Thor didn't just lift a really heavy snake, he outmatched 272 trillion tons of force.
And that sounds pretty good, but like I said earlier, there's too many other factors kind of muddying the legitimacy of this feat. Like, it's never actually been confirmed how much the thing actually weighs, and on top of that, the Midgard serpent can shapeshift, as we saw when it turned into a cat that one time, so it doesn't really make sense trying to use how big it is in a single panel to estimate its weight. Making the whole thing worse is the fact that the entire feat is mentioned to have happened in the void, where it's literally stated that normal time and space don't apply. So basically what I'm saying is that it doesn't make any sense trying to use this to calculate Thor's top strength levels. Instead, we should be looking at moments like this one from Thor number 400, when Thor and Hercules, during an arm wrestling match, were said to be capable of knocking some random planet out of orbit. Now, the force needed to do something like this is 1,000 times less than the object's mass, and assuming the planet they're on is like Earth, then that means it would have a mass of about 6 sextillion 600 quintillion tons, meaning Thor and Hercules combined were capable of generating a force of 6 quintillion 600 quadrillion tons during an arm wrestling match. Jeez, do you even lift, bro? Anyways, assuming they were each generating the exact same amount of force, considering how it looks like they were stalemating each other, then that means Thor's capable of moving 3 quintillion 300 quadrillion tons on his own. Even better was the time when, in 1981's Thor Annual number 9, the God of Thunder was shown resisting the weight of 20 planets with a single arm. For the sake of convenience, let's assume that the planets he's referring to weigh as much as Earth. Now, we already know the mass of Earth, so multiplying this by 20 means that Thor was capable of lifting 132 sextillion tons. But as crazy strong as that is, even this still isn't Thor's top strength level. Remember, Thor has two different things he can whip out to further increase his already massive strength. The Megingjord, a magical belt that doubles Thor's strength.
Alright, wheels up in 8 minutes. We just gotta load Tony's old Hulkbuster armor, prototype for Cap's new shield, and Thor's magic belt.
And the Warrior's Madness, a mental state that increases Thor's strength by 10, but also runs the risk of driving him insane. It's basically Thor's version of the Berserker Rage Wolverine whips out every once in a while. Factoring both of these into the score of planets feat we just looked at means that Thor is capable of lifting a whopping 2 septillion 640 sextillion tons. For comparison, it's said that a sugar cube sized piece of neutron star matter, some of the densest material in the universe, would weigh about 100 million tons on Earth. This means that Thor, with both his multipliers in place, could lift 26 quadrillion 400 trillion of those pieces. That's a hell of a lot of sugar. And things get even crazier when you start factoring in his striking power with Mjolnir. Like, this dude could easily shatter planets like it was nothing. And I know some people might not agree with that, like you might look at something like this and think, Thor can't really do that, that's just him exaggerating how strong the hammer is. And I would agree with that, but he has the feats to back this up. Like that time he fought Gore the God Butcher and was said to shatter worlds. Or the time he fought Beta Ray Bill and completely destroyed the planet they were fighting on. Thor even managed to crack celestial armor, something that was previously able to shrug off planet-busting attacks with ease. So given the fact that we've seen Thor time and time again whipping out planet-busting feats, is it really that hard to believe that, if need be, he could generate the 53 quadrillion megatons necessary to destroy the Earth by hitting it with Mjolnir? Arguably even more impressive is how durable this guy is. He's casually chilled in the sun, where it can reach temperatures of over 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. And even though we haven't seen him tank anything directly mentioned to be planet level, like that world-ending bomb everybody likes to talk about, about doesn't technically count. We have seen Thor take hits from far more powerful enemies, like the Beyonders, definitively proving that he could tank a force of about 53 quadrillion megatons. But his durability actually extends far past that, like the time in 2016's Unworthy Thor number 2, when he went up against the Collector after losing Mjolnir, and the Collector literally detonated a bomb that dwarfed his ship, something Beta Ray Bill compared to a solar system in size. And keep in mind, it takes around 2 quadrodecillion, 244 tredecillion, 289 duodecillion, 468 undecillion, 171 decillion, 2 nonillion joules of energy to destroy a solar system. That's more than 18 times the lifetime energy output of the sun, and Thor still managed to survive it. Sure, he was knocked out for a little bit, but hey, at least he pulled through in one piece. And Thor's not just durable, he's also crazy stupid fast. Like bare minimum, we've seen him casually blocking bullets, and according to Marvel, he can fly at speeds of over 24,000 miles per hour, or about 38,624 kilometers an hour, or about Mach 32. However, in-universe feats put him way above this, like during a fight with Hela in 1985's Thor number 354, when he mentioned that he could move as fast as lightning. The return stroke of lightning, aka the part that creates the visible flash, moves at a speed of about 220 million miles per hour, or 354,055,680 kilometers an hour, or about a third the speed of light. And just in case you're doubting that Thor can move that quickly, just remember that we've seen Thor easily catch up to and knock Quicksilver off his feet in Mighty Avengers number 34. This is the same Quicksilver who, in the very next issue, was said to be running faster than radio waves, which travel at light speed, or about 670,616,629 miles per hour, or about 1,079,252,848.8 kilometers an hour. And Thor even mentioned that he was once able to fight people faster than Quicksilver. But things get even crazier than that once you start factoring in Mjolnir. And no, I'm not talking about the whole throwing the hammer to the other end of the galaxy and having it come back in 60 seconds thing, because that doesn't actually count. I mean, the way Thor's internal narration is going, it seems like Mjolnir was never actually supposed to reach the edge of the galaxy and come back in that amount of time anyway, plus Odin forced it to go back to Thor well before it got there in the first place, so it doesn't count. What does count though is when, in 1988's Thor number 393, we're told that Thor's capable of swinging his hammer at a speed faster than we can conceive, which could also double as his travel speed if he decided to fling that hammer and let it pull him off.
I used to spin it really fast, and it would pull me off the...
Oh my god, the hammer pulled you off?
The ground. It would pull me off the ground up into the air and I would fly.
Now, because he's swinging Mjolnir in a circle, we'll need to use the formula for circular velocity to figure out how fast it's moving, which means we'll need to know the radius of the circle the hammer makes as it swings, and the time it takes for it to swing in a complete circle. Now, since the circle Mjolnir makes can only be as big in diameter as Mjolnir itself, we can use the hammer's official length of 22.7 inches to figure out our circle's radius, which in this case would be 11.35 inches or 0.3 meters. And like when we calculated Wally West's top speed a few months ago, I'm assuming this thing about the hammer moving faster than we can conceive is just a fancy comic way of saying that this hammer's being swung in the span of a Planck instant, the shortest unit of time we know of, which is exactly 5.39 times 10 to the negative 44 seconds. I'd count the whole thing out, but that's a lot of zeros. Anyways, plugging both of these into the formula and doing the math means that Thor's capable of swinging Mjolnir at a speed of 78 tredecillion, 189 duodecillion, 16 undecillion, 219 decillion, 489 nonillion, 685 octillion, 800 septillion miles per hour, or 125 tredecillion, 833 duodecillion, 24 undecillion, 118 decillion, 728 nonillion, 344 octillion kilometers an hour. That's over 116 decillion, 592 non-million, 719 octillion, 56 septillion, 314 sextillion, 492 quintillion, 16 quadrillion, 570 trillion, 618 billion, 24 million, 445,000, 81 times the speed of light. So simply put, Thor is easily one of the fastest beings in the entire universe. Holy fuck. So all in all, Thor is a massively powerful being, capable of taking on the best of the best in the Marvel Universe. He's been shown stalemating the Hulk, crushing Uru with his finger, reacting fast enough to blast through a telepathic attack from the Phoenix, and could generate enough power to kill a hungry Galactus if he felt like it. With all these feats under his belt, is it any wonder why he likes trying to find bigger and badder people to fight? For real though, this is the same guy Superman went toe-to-toe with that one time? Damn, I gotta get to work on a Superman video, like now. But anyways guys, that's how powerful the mighty Thor is. If you guys agreed with anything I said in this video, or if you have your own calculations you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.